On this course, I will be talking about stems and endings. The stem is called vartalo in Finnish. The stem is often the same as the nominative singular, i.e. the basic form, but not always. If it is the same, you're lucky, and if it isn't the same, then most of the time there's a rule for how the stem is formed. Have a look at these sentences. Tämä on vanha pöytä. Rakastan vanhaa pöytää. Pöydällä on kaunis kukka. Sain kauniin kukan äidiltä. Äiti tuli käymään illalla. Halasin äitiä. You can see all the basic nominative forms of the colored words in the white box. Vanha, pöytä, kukka, äiti, ilta, kaunis. They have taken endings in some of these sentences, and the endings are in bold white. A lot of the time, in written and in spoken language, you need to use an ending with the word, and you need to go beyond the basic form. It's not as simple as just adding the ending to the basic form. Sometimes it is simple, like with the word vanha. Its stem is the same as the basic form, and you don't have to worry about the middle of the word. But often there's a word like pöytä, kukka, äiti, or ilta, and you have to know that the consonant combinations with K, P, or T will change. And what about the word kaunis then? I will get back to that in a minute. What is the stem for? The stem is one component in forming utterances that make sense. Another important component, which is our main focus on this course, is the case, which shows up as an ending at the end of the word. In a lot of other languages you have prepositions to bring meaning to the situation, but in Finnish you often use endings. And the ending is added to the stem. Now, every Finnish word that we're going to discuss on this course has a stem. Some have two. And when you use a certain case ending with a word, you have to make a choice between the stems. Imagine this. You want to add a certain case ending to the word. Having a form that's unsuitable for the ending is like the inlet pipe of the washing machine not fitting the tap. It may kind of fit, but it will leak. You need one of those adapters to make it fit properly. And your kind of a linguistic adapter here is the stem, which has been made so that the word will fit that case, the same way that the adapter makes the tap and the pipe fit together. For example, the word kaunis needs an adapter of sorts, and when you work out that most of the cases need the stem kauni, you're halfway there. The word vanha could be seen as a tap that fits together with any inlet pipe, because you don't have to do anything about the word before adding a case ending in the singular. As you're studying all this, I don't recommend having perfection as your goal. A more useful and friendly goal would be to understand what questions you need to ask in order to get better as you keep using Finnish. And what I'm about to teach you on this course is also really important in terms of understanding what you read or hear in Finnish. The nice thing about Finnish is that when you see one of those really long words and your first thought is, I have no idea what that means, you can just take a deep breath and start working out which parts you can detach from the long word, and eventually you're left with the stem. Each little part that you took out has some kind of a job to do in constructing the meaning of the long word. And you just have to know what the different jobs are, like what the different case endings can mean. The following sentence is a good example. Laktoosittomassa tuotteessa ei ole laktoosia. At first, the words may seem long, but once you learn to distinguish the parts in orange, you'll realize that there are patterns which will help you work out the basic form of the word, the cases, and eventually the meaning of the sentence. Laktoositon, tuote, laktoosi. Certain types of words have certain types of stems, and you will learn to recognize the types of word and their stems. For example, the word kaunis has a surprisingly different stem that you just have to know. So with kaunis, you need the basic form for the nominative and the partitive, but everything else will need the stem kaunii. All the other cases. This is because of the kind of word type kaunis is. It ends in an es, is. And there's always a certain rule that determines what kind of a form you need to use for the partitive, for the nominative, and what you need to use for other cases. This will all start to make sense as we go on. I know it may be a little bit hard to see the whole picture at this stage. There are certain consonant combinations around the last couple of syllables of the stem that become weak in some cases and strong in some other cases. I should point out that this consonant change doesn't really divide words into word types. It does divide a word stems into weak and strong stems. Let's have a look at them. You can get this as a PDF in this first section, and it's a good idea to print it out because you will need it a lot until you've learned it. First, look at these pairs of consonants. A lot of people call this stuff the KPT rule or the KPT change. When a noun or an adjective has one of these combinations involving K, P, and T, there's a shift of some kind between the different stems that is determined by the different cases. So there's a weak and a strong option. Most words take the strong option in the basic form and in a couple of other cases, and the weak option or grade in many other cases. But it can go the other way around too. More about that later. If you're wondering why they are named weak and strong, I would say that for now it's best to just take the weak and strong as merely their names. Tyttö, tytön. Matto, maton. Matti, matin. Mato, madon. Koti, kodin. Helsinki, Helsingin. Kaupunki, kaupungin. Now that you've seen the changes that can be caused by the KPT rule, you have to know what kind of word you're using in order to decide on the direction of the KPT rule. There's type A, and this is words ending in all vowels except E. And this means that the basic form will have the strong grade, like in these examples, pöytä, kukka, äiti, ilta. If you check the words in the left column, you'll see that they're all strong grade in the nominative and in the partitive. On the right side, there are examples of some other cases, and you can see that the stem is indeed the weak option from the list. And then there's type B. These are words that end in an E or a consonant. And you see that the left column has the basic form of the words osoite and laktoositon. If you have a look at the consonant gradation table, you'll see that the basic form of these type B words actually have the weak form. And so does the partitive. And the other examples of other cases have the strong grade. So that's what I meant with the direction of the consonant gradation, from strong in the nominative to weak in a lot of other cases in type A, and from weak in the nominative to strong in most other cases. You'll learn all about this as we go on with the course. We're starting with the partitive because with a lot of the words, you form the partitive with the basic form, which makes the partitive relatively easy to form.